Okay, awesome.
I'm concentrating. Make sure I hit the right buttons.
What's happening?
Yay! Okay. We're almost live. Not quite.
Well, I want to say the site looks amazing.
Oh,
Website,
thank you very much.
absolutely incredible.
I can't take credit for that. That's the other Brad, my partner. I did all the information, but he did the design work and remapping it all.
It's absolutely gorgeous. Yeah, I still don't have a website after almost 3.5 years on the show. And
oh well, he's happy to sort you out. He always sorts me out on all this, so happy to get in touch with him.
That's amazing.
I'm always like, no, thank you.
Beautiful.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Connection is timed out. Okay, so I'm going to try again.
No, don't worry. Yeah, it was took a couple of days of like intense time to get it done, you know, after uploading all the information on there over the couple of months. But after that, it was worth it to see it finished. And I remember looking at it thinking, yeah, that's definitely not my specialty, because I could not create anything as just efficient and flowing. Like what I'd created for him to change and edit was just so basic compared to what he created. And I was like, I love the fact you're on.
We're almost live.
Okay. So exciting.
Hi, everybody. Okay, so I want to introduce everybody. We're all going to be together in December, and I'm going to have Anya take over for a little while, and then we're going to answer questions. So we're very excited to see everybody.
Yeah.
Yay.
Awesome sauce.
I think we're live. I don't see. Anyway, I would go ahead on that because I think we probably are. We just don't see it yet.
Awesome. I love this transitional phase between us getting online. It's still a navigational period, even for us spiritual beings. I think sometimes more so in this human experience, it's difficult to get the technical world to flow with the vision of the energy, but we get there eventually. And I'm really grateful for everybody tuning in, and also really grateful for all these beautiful souls that are connecting on now together and taking time out of their day all across the world in different time zones to connect in and set the intentional frequency of this absolutely life-changing event that's coming up. You know, we're all just so excited and so kind of buzzing at the seams to explain and connect and share more information and detail of kind of what we're bringing to this beautiful event and why we're excited, and kind of a little bit more about who we are and what we're presenting to you, beautiful soul family. And the thing is, I love them love hearts, Brad. That was super cool. I still need to figure out how to do that. Yeah, the thing is, when we're running fantastic events like this, it's not even a physical thing. Obviously, it is a physical event, but we work in the energetic realms, as a lot of everyone on this call here today does, and a lot of people that are watching this. We're all energy workers. We're all connected on a spiritual, on a soul level, and this is really kind of our chance to connect to your soul and to kind of explain more about who we are and what we're bringing for this event, and see if that's resonating with your frequency and with your soul, and give us a chance to connect with like-minded soul family. So I'm super excited. And you know, I met these guys in all different places, and usually the main connector of our connections is Honey. I met the beautiful Honey a couple of years ago, as a lot of you guys know, after watching our shows. And then over the years, we've just expanded our soul family connection, and I'm really grateful to be working with beautiful souls like these magical people. And you know, bringing an event where all these people are coming together from all over the world, it's almost doesn't feel real sometimes, because the ideas come and they flow and it's great to have the vision. But when you start to actually see it come into reality and you start to have everything coming into the physical world and you really feel the excitement of what's to come, it's kind of a different energy. And I'm just really, really grateful to see these guys in person. Some of them I've not met before in person, and just connect physically and do some real profound energy work for the new earth. Because as much as this is about, you know, relaxation, rest, healing, connection, it's also mainly about creating the new earth frequency. That's why this vision come in. That's why we're all getting together. That's why we're all kind of so super excited and have a vision on this, is because we all have an idea to create the new earth, and we all have a puzzle piece in that bigger picture to create the new earth frequency. And I think we're all just super excited to be sharing our little puzzle piece. So I will let everyone else kind of introduce themselves a little bit more, and give a little bit of a kind of description of what they'll be bringing and what they'll be offering at our 3-day event. A lot of the details for the event will be, you know, in the description, and the information is all on the newearthgathering.com. So you can find a lot of the information on there, and you can always get in touch via the website or the email. But yeah, it's just going to be a time full of exhilaration, activation, powerful different offerings, and also a night of celebration on the Freedom of Spirit Ball. So it is really, truly one not to be missed, and it is a one-off kind event, just like every event that's kind of channeled in. It's a specific one-off event of activation. So if you are feeling drawn, I would definitely work on creating that in the energetic realm so that you can call it into the human, because everything you can see you can create. So even if it feels a bit restrictive at the moment, if you can see yourself there, then start creating the pathway to receiving and opening up the doorways to being there in person. So I will pass it over a little bit. So I don't know who wants to talk a little bit next about the event and what they'll be bringing, but I feel like I'm rambling on, so I'll share the torch a little bit.
Not at all.
Whit,
I'll jump in. Why not?
awesome.
I'm Whit. I guess label I kind of use loosely for myself as energy empowerment guide, and I bring a camp counselor vibe with me. I am very playful energy, heart-centered lover energy is kind of what I bring to the mix. And Anya reached out and was like, "Would you like to help with opening ceremonies and a few other things here and there?" And I was like, "Yes, please." Yes, yes, please. And so I don't want to give too much away of what I'm bringing to the table for opening ceremonies, but it has to do with we're going to be getting to know each other in a certain way, but it is not your typical get to know you. Um, and nobody's going to be kind of put like center stage or anything like that. So I can already kind of feel some of the nervousness. Oh my gosh, is Whit going to call me out? That's not going to happen. But we're going to get to know each other a little bit, and also tapping into some really powerful energies while we do it. A lot of the work I do is very bringing people to the table in their power, and just shining a light on what you already have to offer. I'm not, going to be telling you this is how you do certain things or anything like that. I'm inviting you into the opening ceremonies to join me and to explore some more of your power and some beautiful, beautiful energies. So I'm excited for that. That's a little teaser about what it is, but not giving too much away. So, and then also I think I'm going to do a little something, something at the ball as well. I think we're all going to do a little something, something. So that's percolating. And I have some fun ideas for that. So I'm excited.
I'm super excited for that. And you know, the one thing I love about you is you seem just so, obviously we've not met in person, but the vibrational energy that I get from working with you and conversating with you is just that personable energy to just be able to be real and be authentic. And I find that energy throughout this event, even just kind of about with people connecting in, that frequency just provides such a sense of love and peace and holding space. So I think your presence is really beautiful, and I'm really excited to witness you in action doing all your little beautiful activations, and also in the most beautiful, powerful way possible, step us out of our comfort zone in a comfortable way, if you will, in terms of a guided, supportive way, but also allowing us to expand beyond what we are known as and who we are known as, and the restrictions of them, ideologies and limitations, and kind of stepping out of them to being our true self. I think you can really help a lot of people achieve that. So I'm really excited for that.
I appreciate that reflections. Thank you so much, Anya. That was awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. So lovely. Loving it. Brad, did you want to share? Sorry, I know you wanted to share a little bit earlier.
Oh, is that me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, you.
Right. No, go to the share. Yeah. Hi, everybody. Brad Wozny, and honored to be here with these divine souls. And what's really key, I've been a Reiki master for a decade, practicing 22. Had some really interesting life experiences for the spiritual awakening in the process that I've went through. We're all still going through it, of course. And when I'm looking at this from the 3-day perspective, you have the beautiful, lovely Trinity in the 3 days to 72 hours and the multiple gatherings that I have been a part of. And I've also put together on my own side as from a community standpoint around different sacred sites and points on earth and traveling there. And there's a couple of profound things that happen for each individual soul that they get to harness when they're in a community of like-minded spirits in the soul family. Also at a point where it's a sacred ley line or a sacred site on earth that they get to carry back. Because at the end of the day, everybody looks at it the way you are an energy magnet, but you're also, like Bob Proctor is one of my mentors, he used to say, he's like, you have more power in your little pinky fingertip to literally light up a large city like New York or Toronto for 2 months, and that's proven. So think about the power that we all have within, and then we go to these different places around our planet right now and other places you might have been in your universe. So over the course of the 3 days, what I'm doing on day 1, 2, and 3 is I'm actually doing an activation series for building up and unleashing your quantum consciousness into the field of all realms of possibilities. And that also stems from breath work and guided meditation prospects, which I'll be doing, and then an envisioning series. So there's going to be kind of like you go from like a gold to a silver gold to platinum level. People are very, into the trophy type thing, right? If you're from an athletic standpoint, I know there's no platinum anymore, but I really think there should be since it's such a sacred, precious metal. Or you look at it from a hierarchy standpoint, right? You're going up to the 3 phases. So that's going to take place as a foundational experience over each day in this beautiful sacred gathering. What's also amazing for people too is when you depart the place, this isn't like all secret soup sauce type of stuff that you can't share. That's the whole point, right? We're also activating the earth. So you have a new earth gathering. We're ushering in and helping activate the ascension process on this planet, connected with all of our benevolent spirit guides, our soul family, and our galactic family as well, both intra and extra terrestrial. And when we do that, then we have a harmonized rate across our galaxy. And who wouldn't want to partake in that and be one of those activation pillars and those beautiful lights like a lightning rod, right? But you actually get to take it back home with you, and then you can share it with your own community. And all the better too is every time I have either undertaken an experience where I have joined other people who have been mentors of mine on different places in the planet, or then I was leveraging it for myself and drawing together a community. When people are there, you get to develop soul family type connections, which some people in every time that I've ever been together feel closer than their own blood relatives, and some of even their best friends after the fact, because you've shared in a divine heavenly experience, which you can't replicate ever again. Of course, if it does happen again, then you get to partake from that and up level. So that's what I'll be leveraging when we're there. And where else better to do it than the most greatest healing hotel in Europe, right?
Right.
Happens to be the only one.
The only one in the UK.
The only
Honestly,
one.
I couldn't have said that better myself.
Do some Frank Sinatra or something. Yeah, it's so
Yeah,
beautiful.
honestly.
And
You
look,
described
yeah,
that
that's
like you might as well just take over, because Brad, you described that perfect. That was just absolutely bang on. Honestly, I couldn't have put it in better words myself. It was really encapsulated the energy. So I'm really grateful for that. Thank you for explaining that and kind of giving that perspective, because this is why I love these kind of get-togethers and this multiple perspective, because it brings the different angles. And I absolutely love what you said about the gathering of the souls in terms of creating this frequency. It's not a secret. And I think there's been so much in this spiritual industry that is, lack of better human words, that restricted and hush hush, and we can't do this and and it feels like that for me is not what spirituality is about. It's about accessing information and sharing it with all and empowering others and giving them the information to access their highest ability and their highest true power of remembrance of self. And so I love the fact you emphasized on that, because for us, it's not about us healing you. It's about you having the accessibility and the knowledge and the remembrance to have them abilities activated within yourself, so that you can continuously work on your inner being, your inner journey, and spark that remembrance in those around you in your area of the grid. And that's what I really love that you brought up is, you know, this is going to be a multifaceted experience. We're going to have the beautiful healing experiences of, like, you know, the sound frequencies and working in the astral realms, but we're also going to have the opportunity to expand your knowledge and expand your skill sets by working with people that have really dedicated their lives to understanding this journey and profound, like, working on their technique and their ability to connect in the spiritual and human realms. And so having all these beings, these beautiful souls together in one place, offering up, like, this is what I know, you know, take it and work with it, take what resonates with you. For me, that's what makes it so life-changing, if you will. That's why I'd use that kind of word and example, because any experience I've been on where I've had the opportunity to gain that knowledge and then share that experience with others, that for me has changed my life. And I have truly witnessed it with myself and others around me. And those that came to the Mind Body Soul retreat, they said the same thing. So it really feels like an opportunity to truly expand beyond. And there will be those that get the calling to come, you know, and that's not an ego exclusive thing. It's just a frequency thing. We're all working on frequency level. And if you're getting this frequency, if you're hearing it, and if it's something that doesn't feel physically doable, you know, like I said earlier on, everything is energy and everything is flow. And if you can see the frequency, if you can hear the calling, then don't let something as simple as a limiting belief restrict you from being there. Allow yourself to be open to the possibilities of yourself connecting in with the souls and being where you're meant to be on a soul level.
And if I could add something for the men when you're done.
Yeah, please, that'd be awesome.
Go ahead, Jacinta. So the experiential aspect for all humanity, which is so key for everyone to learn, right? You know, I might have had my experiential aspect in the Canadian Light Infantry. So you go through that, your basic training, you can fire a rifle, you can throw a grenade, that's it. You kind of got your badge and off you go. You have that experience with those people who you've done the workout with, or when I was doing firefighting and you're hopping off a helicopter into burning bushes and trees that are literally exploding. And then you have a bond that you create with those people, but it's not a very, you might have had a spiritual type experience, but we're not focused on the actual connection with the quantum, with the all-knowing and all-loving God mind, source mind, universe, creator, connected to Pachamama. That was times when I did my spirit walk in Peru, in Cusco, and Lake Titicaca, and you're connected with all things all at once at all times. We all know that. But when you're leveraging it, you have an exponential, kind of like a gong, right? Or you drop the pebble. We've seen that metaphor referenced many, many times. People have heard it. You drop a pebble in a still pond, it creates a ripple effect. Now what you do is you bring together this clarion call, which has went out for these divine masculine, divine feminine souls who know this resonates. This is my time to connect with my soul family, to connect with my background as to where I've been. We're all coming together at this point of where we are in this new earth, and we're focused on creating the new heaven on earth, which is already there, and drawing it in for the greater aspect of humanity. And then you embody it. You're 100% embodied and imbued with that experiential learning process at every facet, right? Your rainbow light body, your body, mind, and your soul. And you're taking it through, and then you're a purveyor of that knowledge. Like I mentioned, you're kind of like that lightning rod, so to speak, and taking that beacon of light home back to your community and activating it there. And it's absolutely beautiful. And I can't wait to be there for everybody. And also for the men, it's a great spot for the men to also step into that next spot. You know, for the guys who are in the alpha or at the beta, about to go back into the alpha aspect of it, balancing the loving, heart-centered aspect of yourself, as well as the strengthened type warrior mentality that men are to be. You look at the samurai and you look at the Shaolin, this is the aspect of the divinity. And the Shaolin, by the way, I had a sensei on my show 2 months ago. He trained in the Shaolin temple in Japan. Guess what's on the wall in the master's chamber in the ceiling? The Pleiadian star system, divined through the Pleiadians to the Shaolin. Absolutely amazing, right? So there's so much about our prophecy and our point in time of where we are at the galactic level, astrological level, and also at the soul level. that it's just absolutely lovely that you guys have orchestrated this entire divine event for us to celebrate the new humanity and the new earth.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that. That was just powerful.
Welcome. Mahalo.
Awesome. Beautiful. Z, did you want to share some of your magical reflections with us? I could see you bursting at the seams with energy there.
I'm like, mahalo. Okay. Hi, everybody. I'm Z, also known as Z Collective. That's kind of the infrastructure that I work with. And I have to just say right now, thank you to each one of you. I am so excited to be a part of this. For me, this encompassing point, and of course, Anya, the connection point that we had, this is like a big coming out party to me of us just remembering and being the space of remembering who we are and actually being able to fully be in our full expression of ourselves and bring that out to the world, bring that out to each and every one of you who are feeling called to come into this space as a soul family, as a community, which is really important right now, so that we can share information, so that we can connect, and so that we can vibrate ourselves and really express ourselves. So I'm really excited that over the 3 days in this really beautiful space, we're really going to be coming together to get to know ourselves first and foremost, and get to know you in a way that you know yourself. So for me specifically, I work with the quantum field, the quantum aspect, multidimensionality, parallels, and really anchoring those gifts that you have from each of those spaces into your system. And that's what I'm going to kind of be bringing into this over the 3 days. It's going to be a lovely journey of embodiment, anchoring, and quantum magnitude. That's where I'm going to leave that. So I appreciate you guys. And I'm going to say again, like, this is a really beautiful space to be in. For those of you who are going through a process of like breakdown, this is what this is coming into. So I know I've had a lot of you guys reach out and be like, I just don't know if I could. And I'm like, that belief system right there is what we're breaking down for even us right now, guys.
Yep.
I just want everybody to know we are on an equal plane, and that's what we're bringing into the space too, as an equal plane, and bringing it up to a multidimensional level in consciousness in a space where humanity has not reached before. So I say, don't let that piece get a hold of you. Have an understanding that it's there, and then ask yourself, your full embodiment of yourself, your true expression, to be like, hey, is this a space where I want to be in? And if that's the case, keep walking a step at a time and following the breakdown process of what that looks like, and understanding that you're going to tap in when it's the right time.
Right. Oh, I love that. Some deeply, deeply activating words there. Thank you for that, Z, because it's true. Like, I loved what you said about that coming from an equal plane. I have not come from a wealthier background in terms of a privileged lifestyle, and so to be able to even facilitate these kind of things and offer these offerings is a real change around in my personal financial situation. And it's like you said, it's a breakdown for all of us, the constructs and the belief and the lack and the not being able to receive and not being worthy enough to receive abundance in any form, whether that was health for myself for 10 years, self-love. We have all gone on this journey of discovery, and we're all still going through it in our own pace. And I don't want to portray an image as a spiritual worker, as a spiritual connector, healer, bridge, whatever, as somebody that's not also navigating their own things too, because we're all experiencing our own different forms of navigations right there with you. And I really loved that you resonated with that and brought that up, that this is something that we all have faced. In my personal experiences, I've faced this before, and it's about being reminded, if you've seen the vision, then you're going to be able to achieve it. And that's the point. If you've seen the vision, it's already yours. It's already within your consciousness frequency. And so if you can see the vision, you can hold the vision, you can hold the belief system and the new consciousness, the new programming, that you are open and worthy to receive that, and to receive the flow of connection, to be able to receive the energy and the upgrades and the ascension and everything that you're going to be able to connect to there as well. So yeah, really, really glad that you brought that up and mentioned that, because it's true. We're all coming from an equal playing field here. No one's coming from a hierarchy level. We're coming to share our piece of the puzzle with you, and we will gain many pieces of our puzzle from what you guys bring as well. And that's the whole point in it. We've all had different roles, and some of our roles were more public, but we've all been doing roles in the ascension. We've all been working in the astral realms. We've all been doing this energy work to create this new earth together. And this is what it's about now. It's about a celebration of that. It's about coming together to honor each and every one of you guys, each and every one of these beautiful guests, each and every one of the people and the souls that are being called to come together and celebrate all the hard work that we've all been doing for the past, as lifetime. Really, let's put it blunt. It's been a long time of energetic work. And I do want to just say a little bit of a thank you to Honey, though, because you have been a very integral part of my journey, and especially specifically this kind of expansion of myself. And so I just want to say a big thank you to all this space you hold for everyone, including me, and also the space you hold for us to transform into our true selves and the vision you see of us, so that we can also step into that expansion, because that really reminds me of my true reflection of self instead of staying in that human conscious perspective. So I'm really grateful, because without you, I don't think I'd have been able to energetically navigate this one, because it was a big one. It was a big vision to bring into the human. And, I have my own things of insecurities and self-doubts and And so to have beautiful souls like these to work with and help integrate that into a human level is what's made this possible. So I just wanted to say a little thank you for you, Honey, and your influence and your help throughout this journey.
You're so welcome. It's been such an amazing journey, and you got me all like choked up. It's been tremendous. So, and I love everybody. So happy. Yeah. And
you make me emotional.
Yeah, you're making me cry. I'm so excited for this, because I think that we are all like these cosmic, beautiful beings, and to go forward together is huge. So it's going to be really good. And that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be doing a cosmic activation. And I won't say exactly what that's going to entail yet, because I want to pull in whatever energy is there to do the right thing for the collective that shows up, and also the right thing for the land. I feel like England is going to be cleansed quite a bit during that time, and it's going to feel really good to be able to do that, just to spread that light out. So I'm really excited to meet everybody, and I am working on something that I will probably talk about at the ball. And I feel like that will be a lot of fun for people too. So yeah, I'm just so excited. Yeah.
Oh, that's so beautiful. Honestly, it amplifies everything. As you're talking, I'm just seeing these little like snippets of all these activations and seeing everyone. And when you were getting emotional, it really brought home again why we're doing this, because it's the connection of people, it's the soul family reunion, and it's the celebration, and it's the celebration opportunity to bring in the new earth. And I realized I didn't really talk about what I were offering, and like everyone else, I'm not going to kind of give too much information. But I've got a couple of things in mind. I'm going to mush together a little combination of activations that I do into one activation, because I feel drawn to bring a couple together. But it is what I call an earth angel activation. So it's a transformation into the true self, and it can awaken your inner being into the human. So it is quite a deep energetic activation to do. So it's going to be quite a big one, but I'm really excited to hold space for that. And I'm also very excited to use my voice and sing and bring some energy activations through that, because I'm really being called to do that this year and these past couple of months. So I'm looking forward to bringing some musical activations at the ball and sharing some of my original songs with you guys. And I will be doing some covers as well, because I don't have a long list of original songs yet. I'm sure I'll get there one day, but finding the human time. So we'll be a mixture of different songs, but I'm really excited to be showing different parts of me, because I feel I've separated the musician and performer part of me and the spiritual side of me for a long time. And I think it's now time for me to integrate them two aspects of self and to allow them to coexist in the true, authentic way. So I'm really excited for that expansion of myself. And I feel we'll all be going through our own expansions to be able to facilitate for you guys. We go through expansions in our inner selves, usually beforehand or at the same time. So it's a challenge for us all. We'll all be growing and expanding to be able to hold space for each other. So it's going to be, yeah, truly activating, truly out of this world. So I would love to see everyone who's meant to be there. That would be awesome. It would be fantastic.
So fun.
I can't wait to like learn from others. I think, yes, we all talked about what we're going to be speaking on or bringing to the table, and I'm just echoing what's already been said, but I can't wait to those of you who are feeling the spark and you're like, I'm going to buy my ticket today or whatever. Like, I'm so excited to learn from you, to be sparked by you. Like, I cannot wait for that. So just know that like you are a part of my journey as well. And I love that so much.
Yeah, I'm really glad you mentioned that bit, because on my mind body retreat,
There's a little.
we've got a little echo. I think it might be easy. I'm not sure. We had sorry. Oh, it's clearing, I think. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, we had a lot of people that connected on a true deep level, and I still connect with them now. Some of them, you know, on that soul level, and I learned from them so much, and I value their influence and energy and their energy work in this ascension. So you bang right there. There's a lot that we are yet to gain from each other. So it's, you know, it's going to be truly, there's so much there as well in the land. There's so much to offer. I'm sure everybody that's watching might have seen the other videos. We've all done individual videos, so you can find them on my YouTube, on Spiritual Soul Center, but also on these guys' individual platforms. All the links will be, I'm sure, connected in some way, or we can post them in the comments as well. But yeah, we explain throughout these individual videos more so about the logistical things of the event, like the 3,000 acres of land, the sacred stone circles, there's moon baths, there's going to be obviously the outdoor activations, the opportunity to do cold water swimming. We've got a beautiful woman coming in that I've been connected to in this local area that does forest bathing and breath work. So she's going to be leading an exercise in the fairy forest, which is going to be, I'm really excited for that one. So there'll be a lot of different things that we'll be offering, and a lot of different kind of magical little ceremonial activations, and even just the opportunity to just sit down in the library together, in the hall together, you know, and just kind of sit down and share short stories of the ascension, and really just bond with soul family. I think that's what's coming forth to me as a really important part of the ascension. And a lot of us are bringing our families and, you know, our other halves, partners and stuff like that, and close people to us. So please feel free to bring your own family if they feel vibrationally aligned to you to be coming, you know, if it's your partners or whoever's aligned, whatever's coming forth to your frequency in your mind, just kind of roll with that and don't limit it. You know, that's kind of what I'm saying, because usually these events we have kind of been on our own as well, but as Brad mentioned, there is the divine masculine and feminine are rising up together. And I've been with my partner 13 years, and for a good few years, he kind of let me just do my own thing in the spiritual world. And over the past couple of years, especially last year and this year, has really got involved in the creation of the co-collaboration of events. So it's clear that the divine masculine are wanting a role in this ascension too. I'm not saying there wasn't before, but in my experience, I'm working with a lot more divine masculine energies than I was 3, 4, 5 years ago. And so it's really nice to have that mixture of energy, and to also have them bring such a different role, but such a necessary one, you know. And so I'm excited to see the divine masculine in all forms, you know, in what they present, and also different energy beings that, you know, you might think, oh, my partner's not at that level, but if they're open and they're in the heart center, that's okay. You know, they don't need to be a spiritual healer or a Reiki master to be attending this event. A lot of the people I met, one of our beautiful team members, Madeline, when she met us all in the desert, she said, I knew nothing about nothing. She said she just came because she was called to come, and her soul knew she needed to be there. And she was unbelievably soul connected to us. And she's been an integral person in creating this event. So just know that you don't need to be an ascended Reiki master, or neither does your family. If you're getting the soul family call to come, we all have an inherent role. So yeah, that's just what I wanted to share. Don't believe that we have to have a title to be attending. We're all just there on soul family level. And if your soul's calling you, then just listen to the call.
Yes.
Awesome. That feels like a really beautiful place to maybe look at some questions if there is any.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm looking to see in the chat if there's so Andrea wants to know if she's an earth angel. Yes.
I love that question. The way I
Yeah,
would answer
a
that
lot of
question.
us are
Oh, sorry, you
playing that role,
Yeah.
the Earth Angel, you know. And it doesn't mean that your soul has to be angelic either. So feel
Yeah.
into that for yourself. How does it feel to you?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I think that's a really great answer. And the only thing I would add is we all have different lifetimes as different beings. And the Earth Angel terminology is just a human translation of what I perceive as a higher ascended being in a human body. So that could look like an extraterrestrial, it could look like an angelic form, it could look like more dragon form. You know, it can be what your true soul's representation at that time is coming forward as. And it's about accessing that frequency and learning the integration of some skills that come at that frequency into the human level. So we all, if your soul's activated on this level, you definitely have access to those frequencies, if that makes sense.
Mhm. A lot of people have been asking about their pets lately because the pets are really feeling a lot of the energy.
Yep.
So, what do you guys have to say about pets and their role?
I feel like you're staring at me based on what we just had yesterday in our 3 calls with the little animal.
That's a cat daddy.
Brandon,
Oh, I
cat
love that. I'm
daddy.
a fellow cat
Exactly.
mum.
Just made the paperwork official earlier today. The pets right now, especially with the incarnation process, are the higher dimensional beings, right? We have dragons who are actually incarnating in the pets. We have the felines. I've had both the Atlantis and the Lemurian felines who have come into my life, and for everybody who wants to know, like, what's Brad talking about? He's a cat daddy. Alandrea, the protector of humankind, channeled by beautiful young communicator Michelle, who was in the UK at that time. Yeah, has literally just given birth to 3 beautiful high dimension souls. And so the pets as well, if they're already been part of your family for the last, 7, 10, 11, 12, 15 years, they are now going through their crystalline body process as well to bring in together their entire galactic infrastructure to assist you from an energetic standpoint in raising your frequency and your vibration. So people may be finding this, that the things that you're thinking of, your pet is understanding and getting it a lot sooner and faster. And you might be getting it too from another room, or you might be at the grocery store and you're like, I kind of feel that Whiskers needs X, Y, Z, right? And all of a sudden you get home and then like Whiskers is standing there, or Whiskers is the one that I just tried to have last week as well. And standing there like, yeah, I just got your thought mail, right? Because they think in pictures. So that telepathy for the pets is also a lot more stronger, and people can play with their intuition with their pets because there's no placebo effect with animals rather than human beings, right? So women, if you're trying to tell your man, like, get a jug of milk when you come home type of thing, right? But at the store and he's not picking up on the signal, start working on your intuition with your pets. Actually, that was one thing I worked with in my horsemanship training, which was amazing. So what do you all think? That's a great question.
Yeah, I really agree with that, Brad. Sorry to jump in, guys. I didn't mean to interrupt if anyone's going to talk. I've got 7 animals. I've got 3 dogs and 4 cats, and they all came from, not the best upbringings in general. And they've definitely noticed a lot of physical things going on. So I've had mine a good few years, 5, 7 years, a couple of them. And now they're starting with allergies and flea problems and like irritations of the skin. So I feel like they're really detoxing too. I feel like their bodies are adjusting to a higher frequency. And as you say, Brad, I feel like people are accessing more of a conscious level to also what the animal needs. I've had people that I won't disrespect anyone, but not necessarily being connected to their animals on a soul level and got it more of an ego thing. And they're actually being told lately, should I rehome this dog? And I'm like, that's an interesting one, because it feels like some of the animals are calling to be in a different locational place. And that's only for those that I think are not matched on a frequency level. But it is like things are shifting in the energetic realms. Animals are kind of communicating in a much clearer way what they need. And I feel like they are shedding, and they are releasing a lot of things. So it is quite interesting to see the shift in the human realm with the animals. But I do think there will be a harmony between them. They just need to kind of go through their own transitional process.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I'm going to say from my perspective, I'm going to have a different take on it, is the animals have always been at a very high frequency. I feel like we're just getting to a level within ourselves that we're resonating with them. And now so more than ever, like their incarnations are at the point where they can communicate with us more. So they're raising with us, but they also have a deep understanding already that we're not quite on the level of yet. They're giving us lots of information. I do believe that the telepathy is much stronger. I also have a dog that just had a walk-in, I say last year, and it's very dolphin. So, and her body is doing fantastic with it. So I think it probably just depends per person and per animal what's going on with that. I do have to say with the wildlife in and around, there was a period of time that I didn't notice them so much, and that was because we were going through our own processes. And now they're kind of coming back with a big pop and with a lot more information, a lot of energetic essence and holding space and being able to communicate with us. They're really opening the doors for us to step into ourselves right now. And I'm so grateful for them. They come in so strong and they're very useful and helpful. And it's also time, I say, for us to give back to them in a way, because they've given a lot to us.
Mhm. So Brad's gonna have to go before I know Whit probably has something to say too, but Brad has another show. So thank you so much for coming.
Bye,
We're
Brad.
excited.
It's an honor to be here, ladies. And if I may just add one thing for the audience, as I have to sign off and host another show. The universe rewards action, and what I've seen in every stage of my life where I have come up to a point of resistance, and I feel the energetic resistance, and there's resistance in my head when you're getting that type of the yeah, but voice, right? Yeah, but if I do this, there could be this, or there could be this, right? Always, 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 100% of the time, in all of my decades, in this lifetime, in this planet, whenever I have finally said yes and to move through that resistance, then there's been a huge, absolutely uplifting aspect of my life gift on the other side. So for example, right, if you're working out, we know that resistance builds the muscle. For example, right? Great analogy here. So if anybody's feeling resistance to that, remember the universe rewards action. And based on the cosmological cycle where we are right now and the divine prophetic cycle, which has been referenced in scripture, we're going beyond the Bhagavad Gita, all the way up until people know about the scripture books right now, from the Torah to the 777 books of the Bible. This is the time. I mean, it's all here for us to manifest your desires. And one last point, the way I got to know Honey was because I went to an event and got to know a guy named Mark. And that guy named Mark connected me to Honey. And we've had 2 years of incredible life experiences, soul sister to me in Honey. And now we're connecting here. And so all of these, and that event I was finally said yes to was a point of resistance. And then Mark and I traveled throughout the United States together. We met 2 years ago, 2 days from now. And that point of resistance, if anybody's feeling it, is the reason why you say yes, and then you allow the universe to gift you everything and the resources you need to perceive the beautiful gift of what everybody is sharing here. And I get to learn from all these divine feminine. What a lucky guy I am. I'm so honored. So thank you.
Thank you.
It's a beautiful website. Yeah. And thank you all for being here. And
thank you, Brad.
Look forward to doing this again. Yep. And I'll make sure I don't have any shows that are slotted in between and longer.
Oh, don't worry.
All right.
Bye.
Brad. Bye.
Mahalo Z, Whit, mahalo Anya, and Bradley in the background. And Honey, we'll see you all later. God bless everybody. Ciao.
Bye.
See ya.
So Whit, did you have anything you wanted to say about animals?
I think the main thing that I kind of bring, I guess I would say, and maybe it's echoing some of what's already been said, is the way I relate to animals and the way that I kind of am connected with them is like very like in tune with their own individual process. Like they're all like, we're all in our own individual thing right now, right? And they have their own individual as well. And so it really kind of depends on what you're focused in on. Like if you're seeing them as in co-creation with you right now, if you're seeing them as like, okay, they're working through this and I'm working through this, whatever the lens is you're kind of viewing the pet or the animal in your life, like that might be helping you kind of reach certain levels. But for me, when I connect in, I'm like, oh, you're in your own kind of work in your own process too. And so yeah, and sometimes that means I think someone mentioned it, like sometimes they find a new place to be, right? Like whether they're going to another human or they're off wandering the wild all of a sudden. And as humans, sometimes we can get really sad about these things. And I know for me, I've experienced that where I'm just like, why are you leaving me? And they're in their own process too, right? So if anyone's experiencing that, where all of a sudden your animal's just like, off doing something else, like they are also in their own process. And so, and honoring that sovereignty in them as well, um, and what that means for them. And we might not even know, like there's sometimes where like I've been in connection with an animal and I didn't know why. And that's okay. That's okay too. There's an acceptance there. So yeah, that's my piece of that. If that resonates with
Beautiful.
anybody listening.
Resonated with me. I agree.
Mhm. I love it. I think they're doing so amazing. It's crazy. We had one run away and we had 3 show up. And that's been such an interesting, the whole thing is so interesting. And some of them are like totally happy. And then there's one that I don't know if it was ever a happy cat. So, but the sadness coming out of it, like the screaming and stuff, and you're looking at it and you're wondering, can I catch you? Can I get close to you? And they're just screaming. So I think we're all going through a lot of different things. And we don't know exactly, unless we really tune in to the animal, what their process is. So I think it's just like us, they're very individual and they need their own, they're their own puzzle piece. And they've chosen to be with us. So figuring out why
Yeah.
is important.
Yeah. No, that is really true, because I rescued a kitten and she drove me insane for like the first 12 weeks of her life. She was just carnage every minute of every day. And then I realized, I sat and meditated and connected with her. I actually realized she was there to pick up on lower frequencies and like, shadow energy and darker energies. And I wasn't recognizing her role. And the second I understood her role, we was best friends and we're best friends ever since. I did not understand her role in my life and why she was here. And I was resisting and trying to make her act like not any other way, but behave and not destroying everything in the house. And it was simply because she was feeling unseen for her energetic role and she was frustrated and agitated. And when I acknowledged that, she just chilled out and she was fine. So it was really ironic that was such an issue until I just was like, okay, sorry, I understand your role now. And she's one of the best lower frequency identifier. Instantly she will know, and she looks you up and down and hisses at you if you've got any juju around you. So she's instantly aware of energy, and I would never not trust her judgment. She's a very powerful little cat. So I do agree with that 100%. We have to know what their role is sometimes.
Yeah.
And from my experience, like they know what's up. They are so wise. They
Right.
before you do. Like you just got to trust the journey with them because they're fantastic teachers. And to know what their role is to really give them space and non-attachment. Because my dog wanted to stay with my parents, and I was like, that's really the journey we want. Yeah, that's a journey that she wants to take. And so she's living in that. The frequency is a little bit different for her, but she wants to be there. So it's understanding what journey and path they're on, being able to let them go, and also give and receive just as much as we're looking for in our human experience now.
So true. So true.
So do we want to answer one more question before we go?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay, so someone's asking about the weather. And I feel like it's sometimes manipulated, but not as much as it was. So it's starting to shift out. And the earth is doing a lot of the weather, the driving of the weather. So I don't know how you guys feel about that, but that's what I've been getting, that a lot of this is Earth's stuff, that she's cleaning up energy. And
Correct.
it's not all about some bad guy doing stuff with the weather.
I think, and this is probably very reminiscent of like just what phase I'm in right now, is anytime I'm experiencing weather, whatever it is, a storm or intense winds or whatever it is, I'm in a phase right now of my journey of leaning into it and kind of seeing what I can learn from whatever it is. And that's just where I'm at right now. And so, yeah, even like the really, really intense storms where people are like worried that trees are going to come down or whatever, I'm like, how how can I lean into whatever this is, whatever this weather is right now, or whatever the elements are doing right now? Because all of it's energy, regardless of where it's coming from or how it was created or whatever it is. It's there's energy there. And so just really for me, it's like a tuning into, in my experience, because that's what I am tuned into almost all the time, right? Is what am I what can I learn from that and embrace in it and lean into it and accept it for just where it is right in that moment. Because sometimes I don't even know, like sometimes a storm will cause a tree to come down. And that might be like, oh no, that tree. Well, maybe that tree fell and now there are a bunch of mushrooms and there's a whole new like life force within this tree that's now being able to grow. And then there's critters and there's bugs and all these things that happen that had that tree not fallen. So I think there's so many different perspectives and lenses to look at weather and like what it causes or what it doesn't or whatever, right? So that's kind of where I'm at right now, is embracing that I just don't know all of it. I don't know all the things about the elements and the weather, but I'm open to being curious of what it can teach me. So yeah, that's where I'm at.
I love that.
I love that. What was the actual question to the weather, though? If it was man-made?
It was, when will the weather manipulation stop?
Oh, that's a very multifaceted question, everybody.
Right? How long we got?
Guess what? We have a lot to do with the weather ourselves.
Right?
Right.
Our energy influences.
Yeah. For me, it's a dance. The weather is a dance, but it's a dance within myself. I've worked a lot with the weather and what it looks like as a teacher, stepping back, diving into it, feeling my own emotions through weather. So to say like, when is it going to stop being manipulated? Well, when are you going to stop manipulating yourself? I would say is where I'd come back to that story of that, because even the thought of dating, is in essence that's within inside the self in the vessel. And so just a question. Could go multifaceted as well.
Yes.
Powerful question though. Powerful question. Yeah, this is a different one. I'm kind of leaning to both. I really resonate with what both of you guys said, and it actually made me like, I take that, resonate with that, I take all the things. But I do suppose living somewhere where, like this year, we've had, in my opinion, approximately about 10 days of sun in the whole summer. And when you are that vitamin D kind of deprived, I don't believe that's a natural occurrence when the rest of the world is not. You know, like to me, it doesn't feel natural when you walk outside at 6 o'clock and see zero cloud, and then walk outside at 7 o'clock and see a cloud full of grey and now raining. It is interesting to see that and then physically watch it happen, especially when you're up early like I am. It's interesting, you know. It's I don't know. I think I'm still inclined to believe that maybe some areas are more experimented on in the energy fields. I don't know. Maybe there's more like airplanes and certain fuel that's used in certain locational places. And I don't know, you know, I'm not saying it is all that. I do completely agree with what Z said, specifically about the reflection of self and the energy kind of influence on self, because I don't look at it and see it as a manipulation. I see it as maybe a restriction to something that we should have more access to. So I feel like maybe sometimes there has been certain restrictions placed upon different parts of the grid for different like reactional bases or different energy kind of harvesting, if you will. And so I felt like that's what's coming to an end, as Honey says. It's really shifting away, but I do still feel some more present in others. Like when I went to America, you could tell that the food there is horrendous compared to the food in the UK, and the food is bad in the UK, but nothing compared to the food in the US. So I feel different countries experience different parts of the grid, experience different parts of you know, energy interference. And I feel like the weather specifically in Yorkshire in England is quite affected, you know, and it is something that I think it's important for some frequencies to maintain a level of 9 to 5 mundane. You know, you get that kind of energy when it's like when we let you have a treat kind of thing. Sometimes it does feel like that. And, you know, in lockdown, that wasn't the case. There was a lot more, sorry, I said that word, but there was a lot more sunshine. We're okay from that. There was a lot more sunshine continuously, so that was interesting. Even where we live, it was like we was all out in bikinis and full on, you know, sunbathing attire in a place where we never usually get that kind of heat. So that was interesting experience, to contrast, and then to go back to the original form before. So I do wonder, I don't have an answer to that question, but I do question that myself. So interesting one.
The collective has a big impact too, you know, so it could be that where you're at, people are just agreeing to be stuck with it.
Interesting.
Yeah,
because it's a programmed version of reality. This is what we know, so that makes sense. Yeah, that does make a lot of sense. That's an interesting perspective. I take that a lot.
This was so much fun, you guys. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you for organizing, Anya.
No, thank you for bringing us all together, Honey, as always.
I'm excited to see everybody. It's going to be absolutely beautiful. So
me too.
I have a consensual hug for everybody I meet at the event, at the New Earth gathering. If you're not a huggy person, that's okay. A high five, a wave.
I love that. I love that, Whit and Z. I'm so excited to see you both in person and to actually have a real hug. And yeah, for anybody that does want any more information, it will probably be on the links as Sunil posted it, but newearthgathering.com is where you can find all the information. And like I said, please do get in touch if you have any questions. There is limited time, I believe, to do the deposit option. So if that is something you are wanting to go down that route, then please, you know, there's limited time on that. So just kind of, if that's something you wanted to do, look at that or get in touch with the website. That would be great. But yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye, everybody. Thank you for watching.
See you later.
Bye.